views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Astral Insider Show, your portal for adventure, insight, and growth with host Fernando Albert. Fernando, world-renowned lucid dreamer, astral projectionist, psychic medium, brings his passionate energy healing to the airwaves on TransformationTalkRadio.com as a vessel for spirit to provide all the information you need. Fernando opens the portal for your personal transformation as you join him on this incredible journey within the greatness of the astral plane. Receive answers to many of life's questions, remove roadblocks, and tour the astral realm. This show expands your life in ways you've never imagined. Listeners, get ready for a keen soul exploration and the journey of your life. Now here is your host, Fernando Albert.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Astral Insider, where it's all about Astral Projection.Every show. Very happy to have you all here. And the first thing we're going to focus on, it's a quick reminder as always on what happened last week. Remember that you can always go ahead and listen to old shows. In fact, you can go ahead to Fernando.space, and right there you can already find access to them or to the transformationaltalkradio.com. Last week we were talking about mindfulness, about a little bit of what you need in terms of being mindfully ready and prepared for astral projection. Being mindful, it's something essential. As I've been sharing with you, and I will be drilling this on you guys every single show we do, that astral projection, for it to be a great success, needs to be an addition of your lifestyle. The same way that you may enjoy watching a show of television or whatever, you include it to your lifetime and you try to make decisions with that and you live around that. The same goes a little bit with astral projection. It is about making a lifestyle counting with what astral projection asks of from you. And as you know, it is a very, very gentle and easy hobby to have because it doesn't ask a lot from you. But one thing it asks from you, it's mindfulness. It's for you to be mindful, focus in life, to add some meditation. In fact, if you guys go to Fernando.space and you head over the blog, you are going to be able to find plenty of information about how to create a more mindful lifestyle, an easy exercise to be able to have a more mindful mind. And you can even download a very powerful 10 minutes guided meditation that is going to empower your chakras. Because as you all know, physical body relaxation is another essential point for astral travel. Making sure that you are able to go into a relaxation to a point that you do not feel your body is essential. After all, we are trying to get out from it, right? So you can already make two things out of one investment of time, getting your awareness in mindfulness as well as getting your free guided meditation to be able to help yourself with the relaxation part, because you may use that meditation very much as well for astral travel. It is short, it is 10 minutes. You might be even out of your body before it completes, which is fantastic. Mental relaxation, very important also, something that you can also find on the blog over Fernando.space. And last but not least, remind that it's very important to always take notes from your experiences. When you start astral projection, you want to journey your lifestyle. You want to journey your doings, precisely those connected with astral projection. Sort of saying, okay, today I have had a very busy day at work. I haven't focused on projection at all. I just went to bed. You can log things like that if you want. But at least what is necessary for you to log is every attempt. Maybe you say, I'm going to try to project. It's 4 a.m., I feel like it. And maybe you close your eyes and the next thing you remember, it's your alarm clock waking you up for your next day. Well, still log it. Your attempt, the time you did it, and how it felt. As you do that, you're going to be improving more and more. And also the importance for you to ask questions. You can find many answers, even videos over Fernando.space about all the astral tricks out there. And also here at the Astral Insider, you are always welcome to ask some questions. Today, we are not going to be doing Q's and A's this way, but in future shows, as we have done in the past, we are going to do more of those. So make sure to go ahead and write down any questions you have, especially if you can't find any of that information over Fernando.space. And I will make sure that we include that over future shows. Remember that we tune in every second and fourth Monday of the month. Now, one very important aspect I like to include as part as your astral projection lifestyle, something that I've been sharing with you, and there wasn't a lot of time to really get deep into it, which is to question your reality, question your surroundings. When you get used to questioning your surroundings, you do it at all times. We always think we are awake, we are living. We are asleep, we are just sleeping. But in here, it's where we include regular dreams, lucid dreams, also a good moment for astral projection, not the only one, but a good moment for it. But precisely when we are in a different altered state of consciousness, we need to try to have more awareness. We buy everything in life. We take everything for granted. Every single day, we get used to a daily routine, or we get used to the people that surround us. We get used to our friends. And we all are in that situation that someone comes and says, hey, do you like my new lifestyle? I mean, my new hair. And maybe you say, oh, yeah, you look kind of nice. And then you feel embarrassed because you haven't noticed that before. These are small details that you need to change. Not only it will greatly improve your day-to-day life, people will appreciate your attention to detail. In your professional path, you will have tremendous progress. However, if you have this friend that says, I really dislike dreads, I don't like to use these things at all, they're awful. And then suddenly one day you meet with this person and has a loaded head full of dreads, well, maybe they had an epiphany and they changed their life, but possibly you want to check your hands, you want to question your other surroundings because you might be dreaming and you will be turning lucid, which a lucid dream is also, as you know, a beacon for you to astral project as well. And it's a beautiful altered state of consciousness that we here at the Astral Insider are going to be touching every now and then. In fact, today we are going to be talking a little bit later on about lucid dreams. In order for you to get the most out of your presence and out of your focus is, first of all, noticing your presence, noticing that you are here right now in this very moment. Right now you are listening to this. And I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. And maybe you are just doing that. Awesome. Maybe you are taking a drive elsewhere. Maybe you are running. You might be doing other things in addition of this, but you're putting your attention in what I'm sharing and also in your surroundings in case you are not stationary. The more attention you bring, the greater. you need to get used to that, to notice that you are doing something when you are doing it. This is called living in the present. But try to feel it with all of your entire being, because this also comes in a way that will help you to discover maybe an astral travel, because you're going to get used to feel the now and feel a little bit the big picture of the now. Like right now, I am sharing this information with all of you. I'm aware of how it feels to be in my body right now, to be awake in the physical plane, aware about what I'm sharing, and aware about the noises, energies, and activity around me. And this is true for every single one. The more you get used to focus on this, the more easy it's going to be for you to notice that you are awake or not. Because if suddenly I feel like my chair is gliding, even I am recording this, I will say, okay, I am just dreaming that I am making this show right now. I must go ahead and fly out the window. Those are little examples that if you don't get used to it, if I would be just sharing this without even thinking what I'm saying, you would notice that in a way that the information shared comes in a more stale way, but also around me could happen who knows what, and still I would even notice. So having presence and having awareness is very important. And of course, if you have any odd feelings, anything that doesn't sound familiar or feels odd to you, you need to make sure that you go ahead and you take note of it, because it might be reality. There is a lot of randomness and a lot of different weird situations, right? In an elevator, it might make a noise out for who knows what reason, but it's something not common that doesn't happen all the time on an elevator. And when you experiencing it, instead of accepting the fact that the elevator just made a screeching noise because it needs oil, you want to say, wait a minute, this elevator has behaved oddly. I will make sure I am not in a dream. When you get used to do that, you're going to receive surprises, a lot of surprises. And also you're going to gain a lot from your awareness and from your day-to-day presence. Now, we are going to be talking, when we are back from the break, more about sleep paralysis, because sleep paralysis has always been about the bad and the ugly, but we forgot the good. So sleep paralysis can be something quite amazing, and we are going to be talking about it once we are back from a little break. So, see you then.
Gifted intuitive healer and spiritual teacher Sarah Luce brings her unique style to the hit show Small Steps, Big Breakthrough Radio on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Tune in each month as Sarah turns reality on end and shows us how to experience expansive results with simple yet powerful steps. Expect an enlightening bend on what you currently believe is possible. For show details and upcoming topics, visit SarahLuce.com. That's SarahLoos.com.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit TheTruthIsFunny.com.
Are you done being afraid to jump into the life that's waiting for you? Are you ready for a real shift? I invite you to tune in every Tuesday with me, Tracy L., on the Tracy L. Clark Show, where we will teach you how to live your extraordinary life. At 8 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio, where I will provide the tools and the steps needed to help you transcend perceived limitations and move forward with an extraordinary life. For more information, visit me at TracyLClark.com.
If you're dealing with fear and anxiety, you've probably noticed that the more you fight these emotions, the stronger they seem to get. Dr. Friedemann Schaub, the author of The Fear and Anxiety Solution, explains that instead of suppressing, we need to identify and resolve the deeper, subconscious root causes of fear and anxiety. His personal breakthrough program has helped thousands worldwide to overcome their emotional challenges. To learn more, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com and schedule your free consultation with Dr. Schaub now.
Choose the new earth on the Cornelia Stephanie Show. Tune in each week on Transformation Talk Radio as Cornelia takes listeners on an odyssey of higher consciousness to inspire, educate, and empower. Cornelia guides people on the path of self-healing, peace, and liberation. The Cornelia Stephanie Show is your catalyst for anchoring heaven on earth on a global scale. For more information, go to corneliastephanie.com.
Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I'm telling you, I got to pinch myself some days because when each of us gets called to do something that we so not thought was in our wheelhouse to do for a purpose that's so much greater than us, we get to show up and shine.
If you would like to show up and shine on the Dr. Pat Show as a co-host or sponsor, send us an email to inspire@thedrpatshow.com.
Hello, and welcome back to the Astral Insider. We were talking precisely about astral projection and sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is a phase of astral projection, a part of it. When you get to walk, first you get to crawl. It is the same. You need to learn how to deal with sleep paralysis before you are able to fully experience astral projection. You may be able to go ahead and have an astral projection out of the blue, for instance, becoming aware during a very projection that you are up there, or even turn lucid in a dream and say, hey, I am going to jump to the astral plane. One of the main reasons that I like to share about lucid dreaming. But the normal way, it's a sleep paralysis. And if you're afraid of a sleep paralysis, it's the same way, like if you would say, I love to drive. I love my car. I want to take a drive around this beautiful town. But you are terribly afraid to start the car. Then it's kind of like complicated because you are afraid also for someone next to you to start the car also. And the only way for you would be to jump into an already moving car, which is crazy. It's the same, It is a small step, a small ignition that you have to go through. In order to reach there, it's only like crossing a bridge. And I want you to see it like that, like crossing a bridge. Crossing a bridge may be challenging for those who have fear of heights, but still those can be overcome. And obviously, sleep paralysis can be much easier to deal with because it is about focus and awareness. And this is precisely why I want to share a little bit about the positives. We all know the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, we have never spoken about the good in astral projection, haven't we? Well, about astral projection, we sure have indeed, but not about this stage, this sleep paralysis process. So, the first point, you might be laughing when I say this, okay, but it gets to a point that you find it amusing, that you find it funny. There is this typical scenario in a very known series on the TV that someone gets joked constantly by a ghost over and over and over. And then it gets one day that he opens a drawer and something comes out from it. Okay. And then opens a window, something else. Or waters a plant, something else. And they get so used to it that it's like, oh yeah, the ghost, funny, haha. This is the same. Sleep paralysis is funny because then when you get used to it, you are going to feel it before you get any physical sensations. That's the great thing. You are going to start to feel it, that it comes in your chest. Then the physical sensations come next. which are the classical vibrations, like if someone is shaking your bed. After those is where the hallucinations start. And all of that may happen in 1 to 3. And maybe in 1 to 3, you already are bored of the hallucinations, if you know what I mean. But it's in that stage. Your consciousness will have the awareness to realize that you are entering sleep paralysis. In fact, you want to do already astral projection. So your consciousness is already prepared for it. No problem with that. You will get to a point. Okay, you may get a few scares at the beginning. That's normal, and you shouldn't feel bad at all. Make sure to lock it down. This is what I was sharing before. I was in paralysis, and I saw a shadow, and it scared me, and I lost it. Well, you write it down, and when you see it after a few attempts, this black shadow, you're going to tell yourself, oh, come on, what a way to ruin perfectly fine astral trips. And then you're going to sort of get upset or get a little like saying, this silly shadow is nothing but my imagination. Come on, stop it already. And then the next time it comes, you're going to see this shadow and say, oh yeah, it's you again, whatever. Go away, So it won't bother you. And it will get to a point that once you go through that phase, it's going to be funny for you because it is amazing what our mind can create in astral projection, in sleep paralysis, in lucid dreaming, in different stages, until we are able to completely separate and be truly in the astral plane, in a complete astral projection. Even if there is a separate astral projection, but it's not complete, it's like a partial projection, as I shared with you in the prior show, you will notice that everything is coming from your mind. Once you are completely separated and you go into that feeling of bliss, freedom, and timeless sensation, then you are completely out. So you're going to feel that this is a stage that you're going to see how many silly things your mind create. I shared with you guys that sleep paralysis comes from all the stimuli that we have received throughout all our lives. That horror movie that you saw when you were 17 and you weren't scared. You were the bravest. No nightmares, nothing. Well, now you make astral projection, you go into your sleep paralysis and you see, oh, good, what I wasn't afraid before, now I saw it in my sleep paralysis. I'm afraid. No, not really, because what you're going to see are products of your imagination and your memories. And since there is so many crazy things in our society, you can see so many things, even insignificant things. As I shared with you last time, I would hear a baby crying, like if the baby was suffocating, losing the ability to breathe. I was like, wait a minute, I don't have a baby, come on. And then it becomes funny. Of course, if I had one, I would maybe trick myself and I would run the bed to check on him, but it's not the case, and you can hear maybe wolves howling and you are in the middle of Chicago downtown, or you might hear the extraterrestrials creating havoc. And you will know that in the end, it is all craziness of your mind, okay? And it can get very amused. And if you enjoy this, because some people do enjoy sleep paralysis, you can go ahead and try to lock down your experiences. Now, the vibrational stage, as I was sharing with you, these hallucinations are going to happen during the vibrational stage. First, of course, as I shared, will come the vibrational stage, all the physical sensations, positive, and then the more negative ones that are already connected to hallucinations. But during these hallucinations, you still are going to be in the vibrational stage, because these hallucinations, it's the door open for you to completely separate. It's your mind just releasing fragments at random of stored memories from who knows when, until your soul, your consciousness, boom, comes out. But the vibrational states can be very amusing because it's hard to explain, but most of you have been there already, even if you haven't practiced astral projection. But when you practice it, it can be quite nice because it's like a warmth pulsating, that happens from your chest, and it goes like waves throughout your entire body. And at the same time, it's like everything's like shaking, but it's not a shakiness that makes you feel dizzy or makes you feel unbalanced. No, it's a sensation that makes you feel that positive feeling that maybe an amusement park can give, not as strong in terms of a rush, of course, but a feeling of this is something different. This is a stage of consciousness, a feeling that you don't get to feel normally. And that alone is amusing because something new for the human brain, it is something interesting, okay? So staying in the stage of vibration can be also very rewarding. It is a stage that you will physically enjoy. It is a stage where the soul is separating from the physical body, but it's also a stage that you can use it to charge your energy. Remember, I shared with you that to the astral plane, you go like with a battery. You go like with a certain amount of energy, and once you run out of that energy, boom, you are back in your physical body. No questions asked, no choice. You are back in there, whether you want it or not. If you're having the most beautiful projection, battery is out, time to go back to the body. However, when you already get used to separate to these stages, you will learn to go out with more battery, more energy, to be able to make the astral travel last longer. Now, here we get in a bit of a conflicting moment because time in the astral plane is timeless. In a one split second, okay, in a one split second, you can have a very long experience. But it is true that there is a certain connection with the states of the physical body that still is tied to linear time and the fact that the soul is out with the silver cord. At some degree, it's like the physical body says, okay, it's enough, I feel lonely, boom, and they pull your soul back in. Well, I guess if you leave all of this energy in your physical body, the physical body, it's more charged, more energized of your very own essence, of your very own essence. There is not a better word, okay? The essence of your soul, your own pureness. It's like the physical body feels you out of that energy and doesn't pull your soul back in that fast. This is the best answer that from many research, many reads, many research on my very own, talking with my guides, I could find out that it is sort of a way to leave the physical body with enough energy to sustain itself without having the soul driving it, and for that silver cord connection to stay there. In fact, it's funny. There is a funny situation with this when you overcharge more that I will be sharing soon, okay? I want to share soon about that, as well as a few more aspects about the stage of sleep paralysis. We are going to be doing that in a short moment when we come back from a break. So, see you when we are back.
Tap into the wisdom of animals, angels, and masters with Darcy Pariso on Animal Soul Wisdom Radio. Tune in monthly as Darcy brings insights on how to better understand and deepen our relationships with animals. Working with light and pureness of ancient techniques, Darcy, healer, animal communicator, and medium, is here to guide you through this process and provide inspiration to move forward. For more information about working with Darcy, visit darcypariso.com.
Are you your story? Or can you change your story? Can you change what you believe to be true about yourself and your circumstances as part of your healing journey? What if you were to change your expectations? What if you were to invite ease and cooperation into every day and then step back and see what happens? It might just be easier. I'm Megan Edge, and I hope that you'll join me on my new radio show, Playing on the Edge Radical Change with Ease with my co-host Dr. Pat on Transformation Talk Radio. I look forward to seeing you there.
Want to find out more about Megan Edge? Visit her website at meganedge.ca.
Tune in to the Astral Insider, your portal for adventure, insight, and growth with Fernando Albert. And get ready to tour the astral realm, expand your life in ways you've never imagined, and call in for the journey of your life with this world-renowned lucid dreamer, astral projectionist, psychic medium, and healer, Fernando Albert. This is every second and fourth Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Astral Insider, where it is all about astral projection. And remember, you can find a lot of information about astral projection at Fernando.space. You can find the blog, and there are hours worth of reading, as well as contact forms to leave any questions you may have, as well as a beautiful course that will get you from zero to Astral Hero. And you are going to love it because it will bring everything that you need, everything by video, and you will be able to reach out to me, ask me questions directly, or if not, you can come here to the Astral Insider to ask your questions. Now, we were talking about sleep paralysis, and one funny situation that I experienced during the recharging and empowering all of that energy to come out, it was to a point that it really surprised myself. This energy, it really empowers you because you can feel your physical body raising in temperature, empowering. I am very sensitive through my hands. I work a lot with healing and other things, and I feel the energy very much in my hands. And I still recall one moment that I had so much energy that instead of coming out, I decided to go ahead and keep charging. And there was a moment that even the astral sleep paralysis blocked. It kind of like snapped. And it was like really, really interesting because then I had my hands like when you do one of those really, really profound healings that they become very, very warm to a point that I had to go ahead and put it under some fresh water. It's like, wow, this is incredible. Of course, it didn't leave any physical trait or what's not. But what it really made, it's the awareness of seeing how much energy I have accumulated in a short period of time with just focus, just awareness. So the advice here is for you when you start feeling that your entire physical body, it's like somehow emanating heat, it's the best moment for you to come out. Don't try to continue on bringing in more energy and just go out. And the only way to bring more energy in is to stay in this stage. Most of you, especially at the beginning, are going to just come out from it when you feel it's the moment. It's very simple. I just wanted to share this because it will be something that after adoption or, depending on how many you like to do, but when you get satisfied with your astral projection attempts and you can control it at a certain degree, then it's when you want to explore and you want to feel more. In fact, another great thing that it's crazy about sleep paralysis is that you can perceive more energy here. If you have someone next to you in your bed, you will feel that person with much more intensity. If you focus in your room, like when you are going to separate, you focus on your separation, but there is always that thinking on our backs of ourselves floating and seeing our room, seeing our physical body. So we put some awareness into that, especially at the beginning, even if we are not focused on that completely, okay? We have it in our subconsciousness and it's part of it, especially at the beginning. You're going to be able to feel everything with much more intensity in the place where you are attempting your astral projection. And, it's great, because when you have animals, you can feel them, around home, and you can even get a sense of how they are feeling, and that can be even used for positive feedback for you to apply it in during the day. It makes you a little more psychic, as I like to say, okay, when you are in this stage. And then one last more funny thing that you can do with sleep paralysis is kind of like jumping back and forth. From astral projection and sleep paralysis, you are able to do so. But, when you get into the astral, you will completely forget about everything else when you separate completely. So you won't be having the need to do a yo-yo kind of thing. But with lucid dreamings, you can sort of being in a stage of sleep paralysis, and then you jump into a lucid dream. Maybe you take a huge flight, and then you jump head first, and then you wake yourself up and you are still in the stage of sleep paralysis, and then you go to the astral plane, and then you come back. You play with that. Usually that will happen by itself. You probably won't be wanting to do it on your own. There is nothing wrong with that. It's interesting on its own way. You will end up, when you wake up, truly making reality checks to make sure you're awake, because it's like you get a little bit lost. You focus a little bit on losing your track. Well, am I really awake? Am I really in a dream plane? So it's kind of like funny. It's something to do when you are more used to this, not at the beginning, because you don't want to confuse yourself. You don't want to make it harder for no reason. But when you can project at will, when you can easily induce a lucid dream, when you are well aware about how it feels to be in a sleep paralysis, you can really get a very good result from this. You can really get a lot of fun from here. So as you can see, sleep paralysis has some great things. It's not only about some imaginary demons or crazy stuff wanting to terrify or steal even our last breath. No, definitely not. Now, something I wanted to share today. We all know about this classic movie, Christmas movie, where some ghost visits some person. Well, it is time for you to meet your ghosts. They are not the Christmas ones, but they are your spirit guides, okay? Those that are with you not only tonight, but they are with you every single night. And those are your spirit guides. I'm sure you're familiar at a certain degree who are these beings. They are called by many names: guardian angels, guardians, spirit guides, loved ones in spirit, ghosts. You can find many ways, okay, to call them. And generally, these beings are sentient beings connected to the light, that they have a purpose. And what purpose they have, you may ask? The fulfillment for your life. Unfortunately, due to our society, we have lost physical or conscious connection with our spirit guides initially, because at a certain degree, we can gain that connection with them. Some people may have a easiness to connect with them. Some other may have a more difficulty, but at least getting, a feeling, an emotion from them, it is possible. The important thing is to keep into account they are here to help us out. And the same goes for the astral. Our spirit guides can help us a lot in the astral plane. This is one reason why we shouldn't be afraid, or we shouldn't be uncomfortable about astral projection and about other entities, because the entities that you might encounter are going to be your very own spirit guides. when you get a hunch, when you feel that information comes out of nowhere, when you feel there is someone there. Most likely it could be one of your spirit guides. We have multiple, okay? And it could be even a loved one who has become a spirit guide, or maybe it's just a loved one who is around you. But all of these beings are residing in the astral plane, all of them, which means that you can connect with them. They have a great purpose in your life. They have a great purpose in helping you to get the most out of your life. And once more, I really recommend you to check out the blog at Fernando.space, because you can find a lot of information about spirit guides, about how to connect with them. There is even a video course also about how to connect with your spirit guides. But also in the astral, it's quite easy to connect with them. And we did talk about this in a prior show. It has been quite interesting. But to go a little bit more in detail, what I can tell you is that in your astral projections, you only need to feel in your heart that you have the desire to connect with your guides. If you don't know your guides, no problem. Nothing happens at all. The emotion in your heart, the desire, will already call them because they are going to be next to you. Many times I am asked, I am in sleep paralysis, my mind is clear, I feel half my body is feeling weird, but I cannot project what's happening, what I'm doing wrong. Sometimes it might be your own ego blocking you, or a subconscious something that you will clear in a few more attempts. But something that you can do in this situation is ask to your guides to give you a hand, to, hey, help me to pull me out. That's a very strong method of projection. It can be a little bit shocking at first. It's like a very big jolt. When I have tried it, it's like someone, they are pulling your arms and then they pull stronger. And as it intensifies, instead of hurting, it's like a jolt in your entire body and then you are out. You know, it's kind of like hard to say, but it's fun. It's quite an interesting experience. Well, you know, you can always choose to connect with your guides in a lucid dream. It can get a little scroogey though, but you can happen to connect with them. You know, they might not be how they look for real, because that's one aspect, that in your lucid dream, they might look like everything, like the Christmas ghosts, you know, whatever. You never know, but in the astral, they will show in the form they want to be, and they are in the most resonance with. They will sort of show in their true form. So once we are back from the break, we are going to be talking about how to go back to a lucid dream from a projection, because sometimes it's a very gentle way to return from a projection to a dream to waking, rather than projection to waking directly. And we are going to be talking a little bit about lucid dreams also, because those are going to give you a very strong head start and a big push for your astral travels. So make sure to stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Tap into the wisdom of animals, angels, and masters with Darcy Pariso on Animal Soul Wisdom Radio. Tune in monthly as Darcy brings insights on how to better understand and deepen our relationships with animals. Working with light and pureness of ancient techniques, Darcy, healer, animal communicator, and medium, is here to guide you through this process and provide inspiration to move forward. For more information about working with Darcy, visit darcypariso.com.
Are you your story? Or can you change your story? Can you change what you believe to be true about yourself and your circumstances as part of your healing journey? What if you were to change your expectations? What if you were to invite ease and cooperation into every day and then step back and see what happens? It might just be easier. I'm Megan Edge, and I hope that you'll join me on my new radio show, Playing on the Edge, Radical Change with Ease, with my co-host Dr. Pat, on Transformation Talk Radio. I look forward to seeing you there.
Want to find out more about Megan Edge? Visit her website at meganedge.ca.
Tune in to the Astral Insider, your portal for adventure, insight, and growth with Fernando Albert. And get ready to tour the astral realm, expand your life in ways you've never imagined, and call in for the journey of your life with this world-renowned lucid dreamer, astral projectionist, psychic medium, and healer, Fernando Albert. This is every second and fourth Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Astral Insider. Getting excited to share all of this information and to get to populate the astral plane, because the more of us that we get there, the more joy there's going to be in this world, which is fantastic. It's something that we all want to focus. We were talking about lucid dreams briefly, okay? Like you could meet with your guides there, that it was better to meet them in the astral so you get a real version of them. But there are a few things about lucid dreaming that you can use with advantage for astral travel. First of all, it's how to go back to a lucid dream from a projection. This one, the trickiest part is for you to remember to do it. You're going to be in such a beautiful state of mind that you're going to exhaust it. And, I've been projecting my whole life, and, still when I can, I exhaust it until the very end, especially because my returns are gentle and nice. With practice, your returns will be gentle and nice. However, sometimes some people return like bam, kind of like that, kind of like if they splash in their physical body rather than just coming in, putting next to it. Okay, I sit down on my body, I lay back, and, the ghost copy of you enters gently into you. Yes, that's how it's supposed to be. But sometimes, especially during those falling dreams, it happens. It's like you splash in your physical body, like boom. Some people, or especially at first, you may get to return from your projections like that. And sometimes it's not gentle. And, the worst thing of all in here is that you can lose some of the memories that you have. It's very important to have a very peaceful and progressive reconnection. We have been talking about exiting the body, but, it's not about running out of use and splashing back in your body. The ideal is for you to return to your body, or at least when you are feeling the call of your body, which is a true case for everyone, including myself, because you never think of I want to return until it's time to return. You don't want to push it. You can, but in the end, you're going to come back to your body. But this is a phase where you're going to know, where you're going to think of your body. Most likely, you will already open your eyes and be there gently. But if it's not the case, you may try to remember yourself every time you attempt to project to fall asleep before returning to your body. What happens? If you fall asleep before returning to your body and you are in the astral plane, then you're going to go into a lucid dream. Your physical body is going to be sleeping regardless. Okay, in the moment you are astral traveling, your physical body is paralyzed and it's the same like you are sleeping. But the consciousness, no. And the consciousness, most of the consciousness goes with you when you are in the astral plane. When you are in a dream, all of the consciousness is still, in quotes, within your physical body, okay? And clear that it's the reality that you have, if it's a non-lucid dream, or if it's a lucid dream, aware that you are sleeping in bed. However, when you get to have abrupt returns, then is when you want to say, okay, I'm going to remind myself to jump into the dream plane before coming back to my body. And the only thing you have to do is when you start thinking about your body, focus on a place. It doesn't matter. Maybe a place you love, okay? Try to be something significant, okay? try to be, let's say that you went to the Bahamas and you love the Bahamas. Okay, try to visualize the Bahamas, but when you visualize them, visualize a fictional character or something that can only happen in a dream right there. If you've been on the Bahamas, don't focus on a ghost copy of your memories, because you might project there, and if you are returning to your body, then you are going to return to your body the normal way. Maybe appear there momentarily, but that's it. So you need to focus on going to a place that you are not only awake. It may have, you can imagine Bahamas with the Empire State, for an instance, knowing that you are laying back in the Bahamas and the Empire State is giving you a shadow. That's good, because then, the astral energies, your soul, your guides, everything together. Of course, I don't know the exact mechanisms of this, but all of this together, it's going to make that you go into a lucid dream. And then I recommend to you that you don't start playing with this lucid dream, because you may go on for it with a while. And I have done that. If you want to do that, make sure that you keep memory. During your lucid dream, you remind yourself of your astral travel. So when you're back, you write both down, your lucid dream and your astral projection. If you feel that your astral memory is shaky, then wake yourself up from that lucid dream. Okay, that's significant. Lucid dreaming, as I've been sharing with you, it's a state of awareness, knowing that you are dreaming while you are asleep. And lucid dreams brings astral projection. The same way you can go from projection to dreams, you can go from dreams to an astral experience, and it's much easier, okay? There are many ways to induce lucid dream. In fact, the technique called wild, it's very commonly known. It's the meaning for wake-initiated lucid dream. And it's precisely the same mechanism as how to induce an astral projection. As I shared with you, focus on the vibrations, focus on floating in outer space, you'll get out of your body. Focus on pink elephants having fun in Sugarland, then you'll go to a lucid dream. That's the important way. So you tell your consciousness what you want. There are many other techniques, okay? There are many other techniques to induce lucid dreams, and in future shows, we'll possibly be talking about those, especially one of them that it's also about creating a little bit more of a lifestyle in terms of lucid dreaming. But one easy technique that you can do from now, it's for you to use the wild technique, the same way you would try to project. And also to make sure to perform reality checks during the day. What's that? It's checking for sure that you are awake. And there are two easy ones that you can do everywhere. One of them is to test the gravity, okay? Maybe you cannot jump because there's people around. Maybe you can drop something, or you are in the desk, you can drop your pen or something like that to check if gravity works. If you're alone, well, definitely jump. And if you don't land the usual way, you'll notice. And the best one is checking your hands. Checking your hands in your dreams, many times they are going to have some deformations. Sometimes your hands will look the same in a dream. But when you look at them more than once, you're going to find anomalies. So checking your hand every now and then, it's a good thing. For an instance, every time you are going to check your wrist clock, you want to go ahead and look at your hand also. And make sure you have 5 fingers and they look the same way. As silly as it sounds, in dreams, you're going to be very surprised. And then once you start to do this, you're going to do it in waking reality and in the dreams, turning lucid. And a very easy way to go to the astral is just to fall on your back, just to go ahead and maybe fly to the top of a skyscraper or something like that, and really allow yourself to fall on your back and focusing on getting out of your body. We are going to talk about this in future shows also with more detail, but it's quite easy. It's just allowing free fall in a lucid dream, focusing on astral projection. Here, you may go to a non-lucid dream or to a different lucid dream or to astral projection. That's something significant for you to know. After many years of doing both lucid dreaming and astral projection, I learned of this technique, of this possibility. And when I tried it, I remember myself in a maze made of the walls, the ground, the ceiling was like made of lava. And I had like this demonic entity on one end and this ifrit in a different end. I would believe, oh dear, I projected myself to a lower realm. And they escorted me, and then one of them left, and I saw some staircase, and I realized, this is not the astral plane, this is just another dream. And I turned lucid again, and well, even though it's easier to use a very tall height to do this, with a tiny height you can, because I use a staircase to just follow my back. And then in there, I was able to find myself floating above my body and then immediately appearing in outer space. And this is something that I wanted to share with you guys, because some of you might have already lucid dreams, or out of listening to this, you might turn lucid and you might try to attempt this. Before jumping from anywhere, please make sure that you are not awake, that you check your hands, that the reality checks fail. You can pinch your nose and try to breathe. You can look at your surroundings if they are fine. You can do many of this, but you need to make sure that you know that you're in a dream. And then you can try to fall on your back. So if it happens that you find yourself in a scary place, you can know that you are not in the astral plane. Or if you find yourself in a very dreamlike place. Okay? But it's something that also with practice, it's going to be quite amazing. It's not a technique that you really need, but since lucid dreams may come easier to you, you can go ahead and attempt astral projection from lucid dreams. And if you are successful, you're going to know it, because when you recall it, you are going to perceive that the sensations are different. Okay? So, this is our last show of the year, so I wish you all have a wonderful end of 2018 and an even more wonderful 2019, full of astral travels, full of success, and full of joy. So now it's time to get your astral hands dirty, and it's time to get started and practicing astral projection, giving 5 to 10 minutes every day and attempting your trips at night, in the morning, as you know, early morning, or even in the noon and around that time. Make sure you put your energy into it and you will see great results. Big pleasure to share this with all of you. Happy New Year, and until next time.
You've been listening to the Astral Insider Show with Fernando Albert. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you'll join us every second and fourth Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com for this incredible hit show, as Fernando takes calls from listeners across the globe to open the portal for personal transformation on an incredible journey to discover an infinite world of curiosities and techniques. This amazing call-in show provides answers to many of life's questions from one of the best, Fernando Albert. For more information on Fernando and his work, or to book your session with him, visit FernandoAlbert.com or Fernando.space. Oh, and don't forget to listen to Fernando's past shows. That's FernandoAlbert.com.